Alright, so we're in the garage, man. Y'all can see how junk it is. We got the Z-back. About to do a little work on it. It's decent enough, it idles a lot better, but the fine tuning, the drivable tune isn't quite there yet, so we've been kind of trying to work on it. But I got some parts up there in the box. Some of it is old, some of it is I just got, and we're going to do some interior work today to try to start getting the car to a usable state. But to make it a little bit easier, let's get the Corvette out. Let's get it outside so we got some room to work. The reason we couldn't finish street tuning or getting the street tuning straight was because oil pressure was extremely low. I believe that came from, we were running the big snaky performance injectors, it was like 1500 cc or whatever, and it wasn't tuned for that. Although I did select it in the startup wizard or whatever, but anyway, it was just full of fuel. The oil had turned into fuel basically. So it was just like almost the consistency of water and it smelled like gasoline, but it was wet. So I drained all that out. Oil PSI is like 30 something now at idle, and it drops down a little, a little bit when oil heats up or whatever, but a lot better than what it was, which was like less than 20 at first. So got that fixed. Runs about the same. So the tune, like I said, the idle tune is fine. The driving tune still needs some help. Another thing I got that I didn't mention, and I didn't do an install video on because it's, yeah, this trim right here. The weather stripping trim, make sure that's focused, as well as this back quarter glass trim on it. So I replaced both of those trims. So the car needs a good cleaning, obviously. That trim's been replaced, and it really makes the car look a little more fresher. You know what I mean? Like it was all faded and crusty. You can see chrome under here. So now it's all black and looking fresh and rejuvenated. It just makes the car look a lot cleaner. So the next trim pieces, I got to get this. You can see this is what's under there, this faded chrome or whatever. And what happened with, so you can see mine's missing up here. I had all this trim at first. It's missing on that side. But I had all this trim at first, but I pulled it off years ago, tried to paint it, didn't secure it down properly, and it flew off. Just buy all new trim, replace it, just to kind of make the car, freshen it up a little bit. Because more than likely, man, it's kind of gonna be like a resto mod type deal for me over time or whatever. So I'm gonna replace that trim. But what we got in the box right here right now, we have center console. We got a new leather boot for the e-brake, the e-brake shifter or e-brake handle. So I need one of those. It's the doubled in radio bezel. So I'm going to be swapping over to the doubled in. We're trying to get the interior. Let's show you what we currently got. So my interior is hella dirty, as you can probably see. Actually, you know what? Let's take the T-top off. I'm gonna get rid of all this tweed. This is our center console. As you guys can see, it's cracked right there. It's pretty damaged. I kind of hacked up the bezel just for a quick fit. And that's the reason I didn't take my time with it, because I knew this was going to be replaced. But basically, I had to modify it to fit this cup holder, USB-C, and a regular USB quick charge port, so that we can be a little bit more up to date as far as charging. So the reason I got this, as you guys can see, let me put my stock factory in here. Kind of did this back when I was in college, man. But it was a project I did on the car. It was supposed to be a fingerprint scanner startup, but wiring was a little faulty, and I sent too much voltage to the fingerprint scanner, fried it right before the project was due. So I ended up swapping to a switch panel setup. So that's why you got two screw holes right here. I had a switch panel right there. You guys have seen it. Look at my old videos. You'll see that. But that's the reason why that was in the car. Still gotta do some wiring over here as far as getting the E85 situated on the Terminator, Holley Terminator X. But let's go ahead and try to get started, man. You can see this is the boot here. This boot is crazy raggedy. Let's pull some of this stuff out, man. With the power of YouTube editing and a little bit of motivation on my part, we're back. And you guys look. Oh, you can't even see that. So we got the center console in. We put our new doubled in faceplate from Z-Spec. I haven't finished putting the trim. It's not even screwed on yet. I finished this off as far as getting this somewhat wired in. And if I hit the lights, you'll see there's an illuminated Z in there. It's really nice. I got the Terminator X screen. I'm gonna end up mounting it up here, like so. So I'll be able to see that as I drive until we, decide if we're gonna do a digital dash or something like that. Here's the quick charge though. 12 volts right now. That's pretty good. That should be able to start. The push button start here. Like I said, I decided to opt to go back to the key. You know what I'm saying? I really thought that'd be a lot cleaner. Having this button here, having to turn the key to unlock the steering wheel, then hit this button to start it, it was just kind of redundant to me. So I was kind of like, you know what? Let's go back to the key fully. So the key works. But what I did yesterday, which I didn't do on camera, which was kind of street tuning this thing a little bit, letting the Holley Terminator X kind of learn some of the stuff. We're still street tuning. I just hooked the laptop up and I got the fans working properly. So they're coming on at my intervals that I want them to, because it was getting kind of hot yesterday. It's been stupid hot out here anyway, so we don't want to take any chances of, overheating this junkyard LS. We're going to do a little more street tuning today with the fans working this time. I haven't seen this in a while, but it's the old E46, man. She's slammed. I didn't even want her this low. About to suck, but hey, I'm trying, y'all. Made it back to the house, and yeah, I left the key on. You guys can probably hear it. Let the fans run, pull some of that heat out of the radiator. I mean, it did fine while the car is running, but when you let it idle, I don't know if you guys can see that, but yeah, there you go. This right here is the coolant temp sensor, and it's at 228. And that's just too damn high. You can see both fans if you look at the top here. Fan 1, fan 2, both of them are on right now. I was just letting the car sit in the driveway and idle, and it started running hot or whatever. That's a twin turbo eBay radiator. It came with some little electric fans, some little E-fans or whatever kit. They ain't gonna work, obviously. And I kind of had a feeling it wasn't gonna work. This is my first time really testing them. Running with the car that kicked on when they're supposed to 190. This is my first time really testing the car with the fans. You know, Terminator's still learning, so it needs a good street tune, and my tuner didn't get a chance to do it because the oil pressure was so low. But now that the car is drivable, we can drive it, the oil pressure looks good. Obviously we need to get the fans figured out. I'm sure he could tune it without the fans working, possibly, but you know, if he's gonna let it sit there and idle, they could potentially cause an issue. Man, I really didn't want to, but I'm probably gonna have to order some Spall fans or a Spall fan. So that's the next thing. We'll get a fan. We'll swap these fans out, these little cheap ass fans, man. And I was really hoping it wouldn't overheat, or you know, try to overheat. It's cool when it's running, but when it's sitting, I don't know if you guys remember the green OBS 6.0 LS swap we did with my cousin Mark. We're actually gonna be working with him again, and we're doing a Monte Carlo, an 88, it's a G body. We're doing a 6.2 6L80 swap. So that should be fun. That's gonna be real fun. We're doing that over at his place, and of course, like, comment if you want to. Most of y'all don't anyway. Subscribe though. Above all else, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. And like the video again. Share it with your friends, man. Holla at y'all.